Hey, good morning, guys. Day 22 of our Advent devotionals. And with Christmas just around the corner, I hope these devotionals have been preparing your heart to celebrate our King. Amen? And with that, this morning's message is entitled, That You May Believe. And it brings us to John chapter 20, verses 30 to 31, and it reads, Now Jesus did many other signs in the presence of the disciples, which are not written in this book. But these are written so that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing you may have life in his name. Many of us who have grown up in church and have been in the church environment have heard of all the things Jesus has done throughout the Gospels, and we can often lose the awe, the fear, the astonishment, and the wonder of the Son of God. I mean, he's the exact image of God, reflecting all the glory of God, from whom all things were created. You could read every fairy tale that has ever been written, every mystery thriller, every ghost story, and you will never find anything quite so shocking, so strange, and so bizarre as the story of the incarnation of the Son of God. How easily we can play down his glory and his story. And what's more, unlike the fairy tales, it's a true story, one that allows us to live in the power of the resurrection of Christ. All we have to do is believe. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some great fictional stories out there that we can all enjoy. And I especially love science fiction movies. Space thrillers of our day, like Star Wars, can do a great deal of good for us. How, you may ask? And at this point, may be wondering, Jason, what's this got to do with believing in who God is? Well, those stories can humble us. They can bring us to repentance by showing us that we are really capable of some wonder and awe and amazement that I spoke about earlier. We can so often normalize when we contemplate the Son of the eternal God. John 18:37, when Jesus says, For this I have come into the world. He said something as crazy and as strange as any statement in a science fiction movie or book that you've ever read. When you really think about it, he came into this world for one purpose. He lived a perfect life, and he agreed to be brutally murdered and rose back to life again to make a way for you and me to be in communion with his Father. This is the unimaginable reality of God. One of these days when he returns, we will see him clearly. Whether from terror or sheer excitement, we will tremble, and we will wonder how we ever lived so long with such a domesticated view of Christ. These things are written so that you might believe, really believe, with all your heart and all your mind that Jesus Christ is the Son of God who came into the world. Amen? Well, thanks for spending your morning with me, and I trust you have a wonderful day further.